Good evening, and welcome to Here Be Dragons, a game about dragons who be here. My name is Philip, I'm the Dragon Master, and I'm surrounded by some wonderful dragons. Say hello, dragons! Earlier tonight, like minutes ago, in our chat, I said, let's get ready to Wyrmloth, which I thought was funny.
Oh, that's really good.
You know, I'm pretty happy with it. Before we begin, I do want to say a special thank you to who knows who. The other night we had some more anonymous donations of subs in chat there. So thanks to whoever did that during our very special solo session of Blood from a Stone last week, where Dan's character had things happen to him. But tonight we're focusing on our dragon friends here, and I think that we have got a lot of crazy stuff going on tonight, so we'll kind of get into it. Basically, our dragons have been sort of hiding out in the Feywild after their world was attacked. They have gotten entangled with various archfey, hiding out and training with one archfey, deciding to do jobs for other archfey, etc., all over the place. The upshot is, they need to do something at this point. It's time to make a move. They're probably going to need to gain passage to the elemental plane of air. Their own fairy dragon patron, Archie, he has suggested that maybe they talk to one of the warlocks of this other archfey he kind of has a former love situation with. But in order to broach the subject of communicating with her, he needs a suitable gift to present.
Forgot about the gift, you guys.
And that is kind of the focus of tonight's session. I guess I should also throw out there that you did encounter, or actually none of you did, while both Buku and XigXag kind of experienced some creepy, odd, kind of shadowy presences maybe watching them after you as a group have acquired this Tome of the Phoenix. According to Tongart, there was a bit more of that. He was visited by an elf whom I think that XigXag later I keep wanting to call you Gimlet, because that's still your name in Zoom.
Let's change it.
There you go. So according to Tongart, that was, or according to XigXag, after hearing Tongart's description, thinks this is probably one of these shadow elves, these Shadar-kai. They come from the shadow world, also called the Shadowfell, sort of a darker reflection of the Feywild. And the group was considering perhaps taking up a figure who identified himself only as Soulmonger, of coming to the shadow world to discuss things with him. However, many of the other group, Tongart thought maybe that made sense. I think Lord Buku thought there might be something to that based on, I don't know, maybe trading curse tomes for others. Buku's got a lot of schemes going on. Point being, that's one thing in the pocket, but for now you have met up with Archie, and Archie is basically telling you, get a good present from a girl so that I can approach her, so that I can maybe rekindle what I messed up earlier, and also you can get a passage to the elemental plane of air. Yes.
Pitch on the present, Archie.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
Okay. I'm all ears. Well, I'm actually a lot of other parts of me too, but these ears are...
Right now we're focused on your ears.
Yeah.
So Kogma, C-O-G-M-A.
Yes.
So each of those letters could stand for a different plane of existence that you could put in a live, laugh, love type of poster.
Oh,
like
I thought you were going to say conquer in her name. Yeah. Okay.
No, like C is for the celestial plane.
Oh.
O is for the
or
oblivion.
Yes. Oh, wow.
G is for, I don't know. You can come up with all the granite plane.
Wow. That's interesting. It's kind of arts and crafts here. Are you guys good at that?
No.
I mean, I would be good at like writing it because I'm good at calligraphy.
Well,
but someone else would have to imbue the different planes into the.
Yeah, and I mean, what kind of imbuing are we gonna do? That
I
sounds
don't know,
interesting.
the teleportation.
Oh yeah. Oh god, we got to get some mages to like.
Have you ever tried? Have you taken a weekend trip to Kogma yet? Have you guys like?
I think we went
traveled
away
together.
We went away for like sort of like what would have been considered weekends a couple times back then, but those were crazy days. But yeah, maybe a weekend thing. Oh wait, were you the one telling me not to come on too strong? Is that coming on too strong? If I'm like, hey, welcome me back into your life, and also let's go to hell or somewhere equally romantic.
I mean,
that was me that suggested not coming on too strong, but
you
it
could
seems
get
like
separate bedrooms in hell.
Hey, hold on.
Bishu has a pretty good.
Whoa! Wait a second. I just realized something. You guys, this isn't even warlock stuff. This is just like the weave is changing and the fabric of the universe is shifting. You guys should have some more cool like dragon abilities right now, based on how big you are. Stuff that maybe people thought maybe you'd get after like 8 units of something, but now you get after 5. So hold on, let's see what. Hey, Shishu. Hey.
And Shishu turns the exact same color as Archie.
Look, you're changing colors.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I got chameleon scales, so we'll see what happens.
That's great. Hey, Buku, you're small. I mean, not as small as me, but look, you're little again.
I don't think so.
I'm
still pretty tall.
Only we can call him small, right? Only we can call him small.
No, I'm smaller than him.
Prefer nobody.
Small.
He's big.
Prefer nobody calls me small. I'm not.
Do you prefer diminutive?
I challenged.
Don't love any of those phrasings. Actually, I think I'm a
differently heightful.
Perfectly normal size. I would say that you all are abnormally large. Grotesquely big.
I think that's
ginormous.
All the dragonkinds are that size.
Thank you.
It's for his kind. He's perfect.
Got it.
Elon, I can't tell. You look like you got some enhanced lung capacity there, buddy.
Well, I did study a lot of choral music.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, yes, you can do like the. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Great choral music.
But then I just sort of belch out.
Typical.
I just belch out like a spout of flame. I feel like maybe I do sing like an aria. I feel like I do. Like I like.
Don't do that.
I'm just like I just like belt. I'm just singing a tune from Brigadoon, and belting out.
Why Brigadoon?
That's what gold dragons do, and just flame spouting out, just spouting.
Nice.
And it keeps going, but it keeps going.
And we'll say that you do this at a much lower degree, so we're not using your one use of this per day kind of situation. But yes, and XigXag. Wow, you seem to your nostrils are kind of going. Do you smell better now?
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I can smell the whole world. Oh.
Wow, that's exciting. Wow. And hey, Tangard, you have something going on with you too. Crazy.
Oh, Tangard, yeah.
It'll be so cool to hear about what that is next time. It's so cool how after last week's session that night, some new guidance on dragon stuff kind of came out as a community draft of the universe. So cool. In any event, yes, you dragons have some cool feats. Well, great. Man, between that and the Eldritch Invocations and all your other stuff, you're pretty powerful for being just 6th level. Or whatever levels are, I don't know. I'm not a science guy. But listen, guys, at this point, by the way, your friend Tongart will mention, as far as kind of getting back to the gift situation. Tongart would simply say that the best gift that you could give can't be bought. It's the most important thing anyone can bestow on someone else. That's friendship.
Oh yeah.
But how do you package friendship? You know what I mean?
Also, like, what does friendship feel like? Like, what does it actually feel like?
Also, and I don't want to use a term that I think is kind of gross, but like I don't want to get into zone of friendship. I want to stay out of that. I need to make my intentions very clear here. This is not ex-lovers getting coffee. This is ex-lovers getting back together.
Right.
Well, why did you break up in the first place?
I made mistakes.
Was it your fault?
Yeah, yes.
Do you need to apologize?
Probably, but I don't know how on account of her brain works different than ours, and most of it's missing.
Oh.
I don't mean that as an insult. Like if you look inside her skull, which I have, there's just not anything there, but sort of some more cosmos. Anyway,
that's vast. So you're saying that she's vast and unknowable.
Yeah, exactly.
So perhaps what you need, my man.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said my man. I was feeling a little bit nervous.
It's okay. I didn't think it was weird in the context.
Okay. Perhaps what you need is something like
pretty weird in the context.
Like poetry, you know, something.
Oh, no. I gotta write poetry.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I think. I mean, is she the kind of being that like if you were going to speak to her, say in a native tongue that represents sort of how she feels, you know, if you sort of, what would that be for her?
My deep
Your
speech.
real poetry.
Well, my deep speech is a little rusty, but I could try to write
something like, you know, that is all weird and stuff, surreal, mega real.
Yeah, like what is, like, does she like quality time or acts of service?
Neither of those.
Okay.
Let's see. What does she like?
Physical touch?
Yeah, but not the kind you're thinking. It's physical touch that's like inside of you and not the way you're thinking. Like occupying the same space as you. It's called phasing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, it's hard to explain.
What? Okay. Interesting. Sounds like a complicated relationship.
Sounds like demonic possession.
Well, it's not so much demonic. It's like she makes it so that there's like more dimensions of space, and so she just folds you into some of them, and it's interesting. Or sometimes she folds herself into some of them, but then into one that she already folded into another one. It's crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So probably, but
like acts of service.
The thing I haven't heard anyone say so far is a candle, so we're just not going to do a candle. Okay.
No.
Okay. It's a little, yeah. Okay.
Do you know anyone else that can phase things?
Ooh.
Well, I guess I could.
Is that something you can do?
No, not like that. Not like her. Oh boy. I mean, I guess we could like try to go to the far realms, but that would probably melt your brains. And I only know one person who can get you to the far realms, and he's not a good guy.
Uh-oh.
He's so bad, you guys.
Yeah.
I see.
We could, I guess we could go talk to Mandy. Mandy knows Kogma pretty well. Mandy knows most people. Maybe she'd have an idea.
But who's Mandy?
Mandy the mouth. She's a satyr. She just just knows a lot. She'll tell you stuff. She just likes talking.
Uh-oh.
The name makes sense. Okay.
I mean, we could go find her and talk to her, I guess, if we wanted to. Or we could do Shishu's idea of infusing the planes into words. Or we could do XigXag's idea of I write a poem in deep speech.
Those are all very good possibilities. I was thinking if you had a way to phase things together, you could take a bunch of different things she likes. Like, I mean, I would imagine flowers would be a possible place to start, but perhaps she likes more exquisite things and just fuse them all into one thing.
Everybody loves flowers, though. Everybody.
So it's a phasal gift of some sort.
Interesting. I don't dislike it. It would be
what first attracted you to her?
What first attracted me to her was the fact that I thought she was a planet. But then
sort of gravitational attraction.
Yeah, but is it good to say she has a lot of gravity? I guess so.
I mean,
she pulled me into her orbit. Oh boy. I don't think I should do the poetry one. I'm hearing myself talk, and I'm gonna put a veto on that. Gonna put a veto Corleone on the old poetry-o.
Oh boy. Yeah. No, that's yeah.
I
I mean, you could always get. What I always did is I always just like hired a bard to write something.
Oh yeah, maybe we should find a
For
bard.
the Tiaz I was dating, so.
That's a good idea. Maybe we should find a bard. That's a cool idea.
Just gift her a bard. Find a bard and gift that to her.
Oh, and she can break his consciousness.
I mean, that's what she's really into.
Oh,
I think
well,
you really need to think about it from her perspective.
that's true.
Right?
Okay, well, I know one other thing she loves is monstrosities. That's like her whole. She loves them. She thinks they're so weird and crazy, and she just loves she loves new ones. She loves when they live there. She loves when they visit.
Maybe we. I mean, should we capture one?
Yeah, you guys can capture one.
Okay.
But
That
get her
would be
get her a
fun.
big one. Get her like a weird one. You know.
A weird one.
Like I know. I'd want to check with some people first. I'm 98% sure she doesn't have a Tarask yet.
Yeah, that's
Can you get her a Tarask?
Could we get
I
something
don't-
a little bit smaller?
It's hard to transport,
Well, if it's
Yeah.
smaller, it's got to be.
And they're not
interesting.
weird enough, honestly.
Oh, they're pretty weird.
Yeah, but are they good weird or they are bad weird?
That's
you
fair,
know?
and it might stomp on stuff. I don't know. You could try to find like a crazy monstrosity though. Yeah, that she'd probably like that. Well, whatever you get her, it's got to be like choice. You know, you understand where I'm coming from. It just needs to impress her. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys because honestly, I'm getting a stomachache thinking about it. If you want to talk to Mandy, I'll tell you where she is. I'll give you directions, and he proceeds to do so. You know, kind of just follow the glen, go to the stream, wave at the pixie, turn around the hollow, whatever. But he kind of goes through stuff. But he's just like, I can't. This is like, I gotta go lay down because you're my Wargons. So, Wargons, mission proceed. What's a good send off thing? Make it so. Somebody already used that. Wargons, get gone. Gone. What? He disappears.
It's so awkward.
Yeah. He really is.
We should.
I love him, but yeah, it's a little bit. It's a bit much.
Honestly, should just make a recording of him being awkward and send that. Probably be a
That's a
great gift.
monstrosity.
It's yes.
Poor guy.
I will also say that at this point, your buddy Tongart will offer to go get some cool wrapping paper for whatever it is. So he's just gonna go find some wrapping paper for you guys.
Gonna go to Paper Source.
Yeah.
Spend $1,000.
He's going to paper source.
Okay.
I don't
Alright.
have a.
I mean, yeah. I feel like this is a little bit tricky. I hate gifts. I like getting them. I hate giving them.
Yeah, well, you buy gifts that you want for yourself,
Yeah,
and then you have to give them away. That's just not fun.
I know. It's true. It's true.
I find gifts to be quite a good way to gain influence, actually. But it is tricky, and you actually asked the right question, Ilan. What does she want and like? That's usually the way to go.
It's about? Yeah, it's about her, right? It's not about him.
It's about her. She likes monstrosities. She likes to phase things and put them together. Seems like she needs something that's very one of a kind. I think is what we're looking for here.
So where are we gonna find them?
What about like a satellite? Like, would she like a satellite?
The satellite?
The
What
moon.
is that?
Oh.
Can we do that?
Something with an orbit, but that's not a planet.
Yeah, like we don't want to. Yeah, what if?
Or a planet.
Or a planet.
Where can we get that though? That's the hard thing.
Seems that seems a little maybe a little
like
bit
monstrosity
big.
is maybe like the easiest thing for us to look for. Let's talk to Mandy, I guess.
What about one of those? Could we give her one of those goats that we saw? Do you think that would work? That
Blink goats,
What,
I don't.
blink goat?
I probably not fancy enough.
Yeah.
They're
really
if
creepy,
Blink
too.
task, then yes.
they're gross.
Yeah, they're really gross.
Thought it might work. I don't know.
How about that monster that we were talking about last time? The one with a mask for a face and 4 arms. What was that?
Oh,
Phil?
that was a Zorn you all were talking
A
about.
Zorn?
Yes.
Can we find a Zorn somewhere?
Make a nature check, XigXag. Does anybody remember who knew about Zorns? Which one of you rolled high on Zorns? It might have been Shishu, actually. Perhaps when
Trying
Shishu
to find
was not here.
Zorns.
There, it's spelled with an X. XORN. And I believe that XigXag, you would be aware that a Zorn is actually an elemental and not a monstrosity.
Oh.
So that might
Well,
be less interesting.
pretty weird looking.
They're certainly interesting, but so might be a thing to consider. They are very weird looking. That part is true.
I don't have any monstrosities on my annual gift guide.
You maybe rewrite that. Rethink that. Maybe there's can't be very many of these kind of.
Listen, next year's
Readers
gift
for
guide
you.
is going to be totally different, and nobody from Wyrmloth will even read it because they're all dead.
That's depressing but accurate.
Very reasonable.
Wait. That's your gift guide that you put out every year?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I'm blown. That's that honestly was my go-to every
She
time
spent
I
a lot
needed to
of
get
time on it.
something.
Yeah, she really did.
I mean, it showed just like the detail that you would go into on those things. I was blown away. Like honestly, these gloves.
Thank you.
Do you recognize these gloves?
Yeah, that's from page 6 of the gift guide.
I know. I sent that to my cousin who was looking to make right with me. This is perfect. I loved seeing them there, and I thought about getting them for someone, and then I was like, no, let me just entice my cousin to get them for me, and it was working.
You know what? You're lucky that you even got them. I mean, you must have been at the beginning, because when everything on my gift guide gets sold out really quickly.
I'm telling you,
we can't get. You know what I mean? Some merchants
Yes.
have asked not to be on the gift guide.
I've been following the gift guide since you only had 5 items on it. I've been following for a while. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Hey,
You
how
did
about
good
an owlbear?
An owlbear?
Owlbear.
Oh, an owlbear. Ooh,
Yeah.
sounds monstrous.
Maybe we should try to see if we can get a lead on some unique monstrosities.
Okay. Sounds.
But I feel
I mean,
Is that better than creating our own? I feel like that's better than creating our own.
I'm sorry. Creating a monstrosity.
I mean, it's something things do.
That's something you can do.
No, I thought that you might know how to do that.
I don't know. No.
Considering, what everyone says about the dragons from Bazan.
My stepfather.
That
probably
we're
could do
master
one.
manipulators.
He had some experiments,
Yeah, sure.
putting the brain
Sure.
of one thing into the other.
Yeah.
What? No, that is not.
It's fine.
I'm very curious what kind of
let's talk-
stories you hear out in the sticks about us.
Let's, the capital of the realm?
I mean, I don't know. You hear some weird things. Capital of the what realm anymore? Dragonkind still exists.
Wow, that's pretty harsh.
Well, you just said we create monstrosities, so
Oh, I didn't say. I just said that people said that. I didn't say anything.
just people say that. Yes.
People's.
Bipeds said that.
A lot of people
I'm
say.
sure.
And you didn't eat them right away. I'm
Wasn't
honestly
it wasn't
a little
just,
disappointed.
Yes.
I'm not even angry. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I'd expect you to stick up for your own kind a little bit more than you did. But
Oh,
water
no,
under the bridge.
that's fine.
These
If you want
things
to
used to
think
be in
it's
the
5 pennies, if that
swamps.
makes it easier. I totally get it. Okay, so let's go. Let's
It's fine. It's fine.
Should we go talk to the satyr, or should we go do something else?
Guys, you can hear me now?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
The
yes, are you...
satyr would be fine, I suppose. I mean, we get an owlbear. That seems like a good backup solution.
Yeah.
Those don't seem particularly difficult to come across. I mean, I'm not super familiar, but owls and bears are quite prevalent. So why wouldn't an owlbear be one? Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
So, with that,
For a Yeti.
you follow XigXag, no roll required. You can follow the directions Archie gave you. It's a bit of a trek. You spend about an hour kind of in transit, hoping that Tongard is sticking to his budget at Paper Source. And you eventually come to a sort of a gentle kind of like a sort of gentle sloping hill leading down to a crystal brook. There is actually a satyr sitting there. She is playing some panpipes on the brook. There's a couple of fish kind of jumping in rhythm as she plays her panpipes. It's a very beautiful scene.
Go talk to her.
Hello there,
Oh.
Mr. Satyr.
She turns to you all and goes,
Mandy.
"Ah! Ah! Please, dragons, don't eat me. I'm scared."
Oh, sorry. Archie sent us.
Okay. Listen good, because I get in trouble for this a lot, okay? I will tell you anything, but I will tell anyone anything. So you've
okay.
just told me right now that Archie sends dragons around to places. So anyone who asks about that is going to know that. So be very careful about what you say to me. Because I don't want you coming back and crying, because then I'll have to tell everyone about it.
Well, then we would have to come back and eat you.
So Archie sends threatening dragons after me. Got it.
No, the threatening was totally minor. Actually, just ask you a question. What would you get to Kog'Maw for a present? What does she like?
Is Archie asking? Is he trying to get on her good side again? Because of how bad
I cannot tell you that.
So
We're asking. We're asking.
asking.
Us
You're
here.
not
But
telling
your
us.
your question is all the answer I need. What would Kog'Maw want? Do you got a Tarask?
No.
Something a little bit smaller than a
Understood.
Tarask.
Okay, there actually is.
Trusts are they're big.
I heard about another kind of thing she was really interested in checking out. She's gotten her hands on a lot of them, or her whatever tentacles on a lot of them. But there are these things called hungry. There are some of the Sorrowsworn. You guys know about those?
No.
No, what is
Okay.
it?
Well, in the shadow world, there's these like weird creatures that grow out of like anguish and strong negative emotions. This is what this mage told me. His name was Sam. He told me a lot of stuff. He is cheating on his husband with his husband's sister.
Oh no.
Oh, that sounds right. That's wrong.
And she's pregnant.
Oh.
Wow. Just wow.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just sit down now next to her.
Yeah, right? Be careful what you tell me, because I'll tell everyone. It's crazy. Anyway,
Wow.
Sam knows all about the Shadowsworn because of, I don't know, some quest. I'll be honest, your quest is the one thing I'll forget about, because it's always so, like, oh, I gotta get the sword to stop the evil from blah blah. Anyway, I know she wanted a hungry. That's what I heard from someone else.
Hungry.
So those are in the
Oh,
Shadow
hungry.
World.
Shadow
And
World.
I don't know anything about them. Other than she'll cast a little minor illusion. I think they look kind of like that.
Oh, that looks pretty
Gaping
cool.
maw on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
hungry.
Do you know how you catch one?
No.
Do they have any weaknesses?
I don't know about that kind of stuff. I just know that Kogma was talking to someone about being interested in one. Or maybe Des was talking about it, you know.
All right.
Who's Des?
Who's Des? Des is awesome. Des doesn't tell... Des barely gives me anything, but she's cool anyway. Des is Kogma's, like, best warlock. Desiree.
Oh.
She's awesome.
Of course.
Did you guys really not know that?
No.
Did we? Did we really not know that?
You apparently didn't. This one just confirmed it. Yep. Desiree...
Come on, Elon.
Just Des... Well, anyway, she's cool. She's a really strong warlock.
How does one get to the shadow world?
Oh,
You
I
know
don't
that?
know.
Where is the shadow world?
There are some crossings in the fairy lands to get to the shadow world, or the shadow fell, or whatever they call it. I don't know about those, but I can send you to people who might.
It's okay. I think we
And-
might know some people on our own.
And yes, I'll remind players of whatever. You do actually have a black rose that was given to you by a soulmonger that could get you to those. But you're asking stuff
Oh,
that she would
those
want.
shadow world.
I can think of a couple other things. I mean, I know a lot of people just like to hear one idea for a gift and they can just go do it. But other people like to give a lot of suggestions, so you have to make choices and eat up more time. Yes.
I like to give lots of suggestions and eat up more time.
Okay, then check
And
it
also
out.
get affiliate revenue.
I don't know what those words mean, but they feel really right to me.
You'd be
It's
into it. I can tell.
Yeah, you really would.
Oh, actually, totally something you should be looking into. Because, you know, if you give advice to one person and it's good, maybe somebody else would like it. And if they get that information from the person you gave it to, then you get, you know, a connection, a bit of that pie sort of thing.
Can I have a scale from you guys? Some dragon scales? Just little ones. That'll be my share of affiliate commissions for my information.
Like off of
Yeah,
our
I
body?
like
Well, like any that are like falling off. I don't need like the nicest ones or anything. Little ones are fine.
I'll scrape a couple scales off.
Thank you so much. Ooh, so yellow.
You better not use them for black magic or something.
Why would you say that? That's weird. Do you know black magic? Is Archie sending dragons who do black magic and threaten me? And are trying to
not
get gifts
saying
for Kogma
anything.
because he wants to get in her head again, literally?
Hey, what's the relationship between Archie and Des? Hooray.
You tell me. I don't know that they've ever met, but that's interesting.
Oh, I don't know.
Has he been sleeping with Desiree? That
No.
would be
No.
weird, based on that. Usually she hooks up with bipeds or humanoids.
No. That's not. You're getting carried away.
Archie and Des. Amazing.
No.
Thanks for the scales. So anyway, you were looking for a present for Kogma. So here, okay. I actually got good information, and thanks for these scales. These are great. Okay, guys. Do any of you know what a contemplator is?
A what?
A contemplator.
I am not aware of this.
Oh man, they're crazy. I should have had a picture of them already pulled up for you. Okay, they're these beings. I'm not really sure where they're from, but I think they're more on the side of, like, wherever Kogma used to be from. And they are so smart. Anyway, one of them died and its brain got split apart. So pieces of its brain, I think she'd really like those. I heard she was trying to find them long ago. They sort of sit on asteroids, and they're just like, they just sort of think. They just think in the cosmos. They're from like olden editions. I mean days.
Whoa! I want a piece of that thing's brain.
Yeah, you do.
Wanda knows those, but
Yeah, Vanda does
Usually
know those.
doesn't.
But yeah, so if you want to go get some pieces of their brain, I know where a couple have been sighted, and I'm sure there's more around. One is on the material plane of Fulcrum. It's a sword. It's called Pia Mater. The other, this is a huge secret, okay? So obviously I'm going to tell you. I'll tell anyone if the conversation gets in this direction. Do you guys know about the plane of genies?
I am not aware of such a plan.
Yeah, it's a cool plane.
Yeah, I
It's,
think maybe I heard of it.
it's just genies everywhere. It's kind of like near the elemental planes, but it's its own thing. Anyway, there's a town there. It's called Street Lamp Grove, and there's a big chunk in one of the street lamps of this thing's brain, and she'd love that.
What is it being used?
Oh, I haven't heard that. I just know that someone who knew a genie told me that. They thought I wouldn't tell anyone, but I am.
What street? What city?
It's called
Say-
Street Lamp Grove, and it's one of the
Street Lamp
19
Grove.
lamps of serenity that give the town its name. This is all the information I have. This person didn't talk about too much more than that, but they do have sex dreams about their dentist. Most secrets are about sex. It's kind of boring, but it's also still really interesting.
That's
So is Archie trying to get Kogma a present so that she doesn't find out about him and Desiree? Is this like a distraction thing? Has he already gotten something for Desiree? What did he get?
I'm sorry. What was that?
What did Archie get Desiree?
This
He doesn't even know Desiree, that I know of.
I get ya.
what? Wait a minute. Hold on. Tell us the real deal here. What's going on between
I think
Archie and Desiree?
Wait, so yeah, like wait,
You're telling me.
did you set up Archie and Desiree? Did you set them up?
Wait, did I? No. Cool. Oh man. That's so interesting. So you guys don't know how they got together either. When it happened. Oh, this is so interesting. I got this is like my main thing I care about now. I haven't cared about anything about this since God, I didn't even know.
Well,
This is so
I mean,
exciting.
I scratch a few more scales off and I go, "Do you think you could tell us the story?"
Well, okay. I don't know. Now, here's the thing. You told me about this, but if you're really here to fish for information, okay, I guess I wonder if he did know her back in the day, because the way they broke up was weird. And most people chalked it up to her being an aberration and still being in contact with, like, the great old ones and everything. But maybe it's because she got Archie hanging out with Desiree.
That doesn't make any sense though, because don't you think that like Desiree that doesn't quite make sense.
I know.
Yeah, no.
That's why it's
Yeah.
so interesting. Maybe
Wait.
Desiree...
I think Mandy and I you are just making things up.
I'm not
Yeah,
making
are
anything
you-
up. You said this.
We did not say
Oh,
this.
What
We were asking.
We asked you we asked you if we knew like what they like how, if they knew each other.
I know. It's such an interesting question. Why would someone ask that? Unless... I'm so excited.
Unless they didn't know if they knew each other.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Didn't know.
Well, also
We all
like
know
do
now.
you think that Desiree is like knows? do
Hey
you think that
Mandy,
Desiree knows-
Mandy, you know Archie, right?
I've met him a couple times. He told me stuff
Well-
he shouldn't have.
Do you know him better than Desiree?
Well, I've talked to Archie more, but I know more about Desiree because she's kind of a bigger deal.
Yeah, but you know Archie. Maybe
She's a
it's
bigger
you.
deal than Archie?
I think so.
What did Archie tell you about that he shouldn't have said?
Archie
Since
knows.
you tell everybody everything, you can tell us, right?
I'm telling you guys. Oh man, but this is upsetting. Honestly, like Archie told me this and like I kind of cried when he told me the story. Do you guys know what happened to Crystal Thicket?
No.
You don't? Have you ever been there? You know about it? You ever,
Yeah.
Yes.
You've been there? It's
Yeah.
creepy,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is maybe the most fucked up story I've ever heard. Okay, that's not true. I've heard more fucked up stories, like Sam and his husband and the wife and the sister.
Right.
But this
And
is
the
like
tongue and the usher.
okay. So there used to be an archfey there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Her name, oh, she was so nice. Her name was Rutzenalia, okay? She was a dryad. She was so nice, but she was a crystal dryad. Like her leaves were crystals. And she was so pretty and she was so nice. Okay, right? And Archie, like, knew her. You know, like, they weren't, like, dating or anything, I don't think. Wait, were they? You guys never heard of her before, have you? Okay. Anyway, so Archie knew her, but there's this other domain of delight, but this one's not delightful at all. Have you guys ever gone to North Kettle?
Nope.
Okay, it's so cold. But listen. The Archfey there is, I think, the worst of all the Archfeys. He's so bad. He's so mean. He keeps awakened flowers in a flower box outside his window of his cottage, and he's got them enchanted so they can't die. So they just scream all day in pain as they freeze to death over and over again, but they don't die. Right?
Ugh.
Yeah, it's messed up. So Roots and Alien found out about this from Archie. Because people shouldn't run their mouths. Anyway, she goes to North Kettle to talk to this guy, and he replies by opening a rift to the Far Realms and killing her and shoving her in so she can't reform back in the Feywild. And now there's not even an Archfey in her place. And here's the crazy part. He didn't even try to take over Crystal Thicket, which is usually what you do when you kill an Archfey. He just killed her, like, for having the audacity to say, hey, maybe don't torture flowers.
That's mean.
He's so mean.
I mean,
his
if they
name?
were bipeds, I would understand. Oh, I'm sorry.
His name is Mr. Bastard.
That's not his name.
Is that just what you call him, or is that his given name?
Yep, that's his name. People think he probably picked it. He's not a good guy.
We should avoid that person.
Yeah, don't.
Sounds like.
He's a boggle.
Boggle. Okay.
Like a bunch of letters?
No,
confused.
like a boggle. Make an arcana check. Make an arcana check, Lord Buku.
Letters
Never
on
heard of a
cubes
boggle.
is a boggle.
Yeah.
Boggles. There are a lot of boggles in the swamp. They are kind of small little things.
20.
A 20. You know what a boggle is. It is
My arcana's insane right now.
they're just they're just these little guys. They're chill.
Yeah, cute
Yeah.
little guy.
Doesn't seem chill.
Ooh, maybe Kog'Maw would like a boggle.
He's the meanest. He's so mean. Oh, I hear terrible stories about him. He torments people. He's rude.
Does he have
doesn't-
lots of treasure?
I think he has a good bit of treasure, yeah.
Hmm.
But like not like I don't know. He's like he's not like ostentatious, you know. He doesn't have like cool treasure. You know, like my panpipes
But it's
or
treasure.
anything. He's just got like gold. I don't even know if it's fairy gold. I think it's just gold.
Hmm.
Just say this is in the
How
kettle.
gauche.
North Kettle it's called.
North
Mhm.
Kettle. Thank you.
Mhm. Anyway,
All of these Feywild wild people seem bananas.
oh, a lot of them are very nice. I mean, Roots and Alia was until she got sent to the Far Realms to die. Kog'Maw's okay. Ophasoria's okay on some days. The stories I can tell you about Ophasoria. She is like so much. She is the most jealous person who's ever been alive. Like, she'll get so obsessed with some new lady, and then she'll realize that lady might have talked to another being, and so she just tries to imprison that being somewhere. She's a lot. But throws really good parties. They're so
That
pretty
tracks.
around her.
Yeah.
Like, her surroundings are so nice.
Do you know Bill Bluster?
Oh, yeah. He's very secretive. I don't know very much about him.
Do you know his mother,
No, who's his mother?
Mrs. Bluster?
Mrs. Bluster. Cool.
Does the name ring a bell?
No.
Hmm.
Only that it's the same last name he had.
Yeah,
I should have extrapolated it. Is his mother or his wife, you said?
mother.
What?
Mother.
Oh, what?
So that means there's a Mr. Bluster.
Well, Bill.
Or she was a single Mother Bluster.
I mean, I'm just assuming that the names follow the patrilineal model.
You never know. With these Archfey, the names can follow all sorts of stuff. Sometimes they
Okay.
follow the rules of Boggle. That game I don't know about. Oh, man. Well,
It depends on what language you're playing in, but you put letters on different sides of a 6-sided cube, and then you shake it, and then you have to make words out of it. It's a very fun Well, do you have parlors in the Feywild?
Oh yeah, for sure. We got.
Well, it's a very fun parlor game.
I like parlors. They're good places to sit.
It's a great game to play while sitting.
Ice cream ones are the best. Okay, so back to. You've given me some interesting threads. And let's just get back to Archie. So, you guys tell me honestly, you've given me scales, which is very nice. So let's just be really chill. You don't know if he's been hooking up with Desiree or not? You're not sure.
No,
We
I
don't
don't.
know anything.
I would doubt it just because. I mean, I actually don't know.
There's
Everything
no
we
way.
know about Archie.
But wait, what
says-
makes you think that he would? That's what I'm curious about.
Him breaking up with Kog'Maw. See, I've never heard any rumor to that effect, but it's interesting. He broke up with Kog'Maw.
broke up with her?
Well, whenever it ended between them. I'm pretty sure she kicked him out because he messed up so bad. But it wasn't long after that Desiree went from being a pretty good warlock to being a first-rate warlock, you know.
Right. But
Are you implying that Desiree slept her way into being a better warlock?
Cut the rumors.
Don't tell her anything. She'll just run with it.
Oh my god, I gotta tell everyone about how these
I just
dragons
don't
say
think
that
that's
Desiree
fair to
slept her way into
Desiree.
warlock. Oh, it's not fair to Desiree, that's true. But it is fair to me getting to tell people things. That's amazing.
So wait,
Desiree,
Can I make an insight check?
Go ahead.
I want to insight Shishu and see if she's doing this deliberately. It's a 22.
Shishu, are you doing this deliberately?
No.
No, okay.
Shishu's upset that you would we don't know Desiree at all, and you're basically just besmirching her reputation.
I'm not. I'm just saying what you said.
no, we just asked you questions.
I know, but questions are statements.
Oh, no.
You learn so much from the questions people ask.
Is
Like,
this
if-
question a
Are you
statement?
crazy?
Yes.
Are you crazy? Is that a statement?
Sure, because it implies that you think my behavior's crazy, and it says so much about you that you'd think that. Like, if somebody comes up to you and says, "Do you know something that can clear up warts in uncomfortable places?" They just told you something.
Yeah, but here's the hard thing about your logic is that you were the one that brought up Desiree. We were just asking about her.
We didn't even know
Yeah,
Desiree.
it sounds like you are obsessed with Desiree.
Are you obsessed with Desiree?
Yes.
Do you have a thing for
She's
Desiree?
so interesting. Have you seen her?
No.
No.
Oh, she's amazing. You guys have got to meet her. She's so cool. And
What-
she'll definitely want to hear the stuff you've been saying about her.
What species is she?
She's what you call, she's a hex blood, I think is what they call them. She's got these crazy, her ears are split, and her skin is this beautiful shade of scarlet, and her hair is green, and it's long, and it's just beautiful, and she's so striking, and she has this crown of these, fireflies all around her head, constantly moving around, and they glow.
Pretty. It sounds like you are really into her.
Oh, I am. I'm
Maybe
obsessed
you-
with her. Who isn't?
maybe-
Gossip
have
about
you
her
told-
would be the best thing in the world.
Have you told her yet
Have I told her
that you
what?
are into that you are really into her?
Oh, I'm not into
Would-
her. I'm into her as
Are
a
you
person
sure about that?
to gossip about. I am sure about that. But if you guys want to start a
I'm
rumor that
not.
I'm about her, that I'm into her like that, that's fine. Do whatever you want. I'm just saying, oh man, she's cool. And the idea that she, was hooking up with another archfey, that's amazing. It's
That's a good
really so
idea.
cool.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Well, maybe we should move on now.
Did I forget anything to say about her? Oh, also, her eyes. You guys should see her eyes. I've only seen her in person once or twice. Her eyes, they're all black and there's stars and comets moving in them.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's cool.
Well, because we were asking about her because we thought maybe she might know a good gift to get.
Oh, she'd know an amazing gift. She'd have the most up-to-date information on what Kog'Maw would want.
But see, we wouldn't want to ask her if she and Archie didn't get along. That's what we were kind of getting at.
I understand. this actually does shoot a hole in my theory about her and Archie.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Right. It might make more sense that they didn't like each other.
He insulted. He said to Kog'Maw, your new pupil is like bad and weird looking. And Kog'Maw said, take it back. She's like a daughter to me. And Archie said, oh, so now you're willing to talk about children. And before you know it, Archie's back out being a Feywild at small, and she and Desiree are just living their best selves lives.
I think I understand how you get so much juicy gossip.
I love it. Yep. I just hear what stuff and I repeat it with no alteration to what I've heard.
Yeah. Hey guys, should we move on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that last story, I feel like you can do better than that. I mean,
I'm not coming up with these stories. I'm just hearing.
I feel like everything you say is bullshit.
No. Really? I mean, you don't have to trust it at all if you don't want to, but it's all true. Do you really think I was lying about Sam the Mage?
Yeah. Well.
Were you telling the truth about Mr. Bastard?
Yes, Mr. Bastard. Archie told me that story. And he didn't realize how bad it makes him look because he's the reason Roots and Nelia's dead.
Well, we're gonna bring this up with Archie.
Oh, well, I guess that's. Yep, he knew what happens when he does it. Go ahead. Maybe he needs to be reminded of how much impact his actions can have. And poor defenseless dryad Archie.
Impact? Is it like impact? Never mind.
Oh, that's funny. Wait, does Archie have an imp?
I'm not saying anything. Maybe.
Archie has an imp. Crazy. Okay, I gotta put a board together about Archie's imp was hooking up with Desiree.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
He had like a little imp in Desiree. Ooh, that's just so interesting. Well, anyway.
Can we just slowly back away from this?
Yeah.
Are you guys going?
Last question. Where, if we wanted to find Desiree, where would we find her?
Ooh. Desiree, she really hops around the plains a lot. If she's in the Feywild, she's usually in Monstrosimo, although, and you didn't hear this from me, except you absolutely did. I do hear that she's recently went on the Feywild. She's been hanging out in a domain of delight called the Cube.
The Cube?
Mm-hmm.
Does the Boggle hang there too?
No. He's only in North Kettle ever. But I hear she's been going to the Cube. Now, you didn't hear this from me, but somebody thinks it's because Kog'Maw is interested in some of the stuff they're doing in the Cube.
The stuff they're doing what in the cube?
Well, some of the stuff that they're doing in the Cube.
Doing in the cube. Got it.
That
And
Kog'Maw's like, ooh, what's going on?
Don't
in the
ask
Cube?
questions. Don't ask any more questions. It's just gonna get us stuck here.
Okay.
You guys want to know about the Cube, don't you? I won't tell you if you
No.
don't want to know. I should stop.
I
running
wanna
my mouth
know.
about things. Okay.
I want
Oh,
to
guys,
know.
no, he's
So
gonna get.
basically,
Oh no.
The Cube is this like competition, right? Where people go into the Cube, and then the Archfey there, he basically like puts them through these like weird like contests while everybody else watches and claps, and he's got all these cool lights in the Cube that go like this, do 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 do. Do 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 do, and there's all these like tasks and puzzles they have to do.
Whoa.
And you win prizes if you can do things in the Cube.
And if you lose, you die.
What? That would be barbaric.
Oh, that's not fun then. It's not very exciting.
I think that sounds very interesting. What do you think, Buku?
It sounds fascinating. It also sounds like a bit of a distraction from the things we need to be doing.
Hey, I
Currently.
resent that. Nothing about the Feywild is a massive series of distractions. That has never been the intention of anyone who's put together multiple domains of delight. They don't serve as just other things to suck you in and pull you from main quests. That is an inaccurate assessment. It's something I've heard people say before.
And one last question.
It's not the last one.
Really fucking, you got me so bad in this. Monstrosimo. If one were looking, and I'm not saying that we would be, for rare monstrosities, it sounds like, based on the name, Monstrosimo,
of course,
would be a good place to go.
Yeah, that's where Kogma keeps that's Kogma's whole thing. She's like, she brings in interesting monstrosities.
Yeah, you don't want to steal one of her monsters to give it back.
Oh, that's her domain of delight.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, that's her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why people would. That's like why a good gift would be a new one, because you could bring her something she.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Mandy.
Yes. I knew it wasn't the last question. What? Is it about the box?
Oh, I have a statement for you.
Oh, I love statements. That's even better.
Bill Bluster's mother is named Izora Bluster. Mrs. Izora Bluster to you.
Mrs. Izora Bluster.
Do you know her?
I'm gonna have her roll on this actually. Oof. It's a high roll.
I take it you know her.
The Tempest Mother? Like the Elemental? That's Bill Bluster's mom?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell everybody this.
Do you know where she is?
Elemental Plains or somewhere. Oh my god. That is amazing gossip. Bill Bluster, do you know which elemental plane? Private. At this point, you guys do begin to hear thunder rolling in the distance.
We're gonna get going.
Try to go, guys.
What?
Let's go.
Why?
No reason. Just I feel like we've overstayed our welcome. We know you have so much to do.
I mean, I think there might be some cool sex games going on in the cube.
Archie may or may not have hooked up with Desiree, but probably didn't. And Bill Bluster's mother is Izora from the Tempest places. Izora Bluster's her full name, and maybe they're having sex games in the cube.
I don't know if she took her husband's name.
We should probably go now. Shishu.
Let's go.
We should probably.
It begins
go.
raining.
Yeah, we are going.
Kind of a little bit windy. She's like, "Oh my god, this is crazy." She kind of just.
Which plane is Izora in?
No,
Shishu. We should stop talking now.
One of the elemental planes, probably air, I guess, or maybe water if she's like a wet storm. I don't know. She kind of is now huddling under some bushes or something as the rain.
Okay, bye.
Yes.
We just go straight to the Sharakai.
Okay.
So you guys
We
can
probably
regroup for a moment here if you'd like.
So everybody, I think maybe we should be. I. You know what? Let me take responsibility. I feel like I might have laid a bad example over some of the ways we should, discuss and talk about our current quest and the oath that we took. But it seems that maybe we should be careful about mentioning old Bill and his old lady to the wrong folks.
How was I supposed to know that nobody knows who his mother is?
Oh, I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. I'm simply saying we should probably be a little bit careful and maybe be aware of weather changes when we do begin discussing it as maybe kind of some kind of clue that perhaps we're going in the wrong direction. Do you
think Bill's listening? Is that why the weather changed?
Well, I'm a little bit more concerned about our oath that we made, that promise, that we, put our blood on, that, bad things can happen sort of deal. I don't know if this is Bill or his mother or just a random curse that we agreed to. But it seems like, regardless, we should just be aware. Obviously, we have to get information somehow, right? Nothing wrong there. But maybe just when we notice the weather turning foul, perhaps we go, hey, maybe we should turn around.
You out of game? Will you remind me, because I'm looking at my notes, and did we take this oath to Bill himself?
Yes, you and Archie swore an oath to Bill Bluster that you would not betray him and you'd help him take out his mother. Shishu would certainly not have kind of been aware of like the full details of it, but yes, the implication is he shared with you his mother's identity that is a very closely guarded secret, kind of to explain so you could take her out. And you were not always here with some of the hag stuff, but like telling the hags that was his mother was also a point of making the rains fall and such things. But
yeah,
so it goes. Yes, so basically you are in an oath with him. You're meant to not betray him. Now.
Okay, I actually, if I had known that, I would not have said that.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking back at my notes, and that happened the week I wasn't here, so I apologize.
I think there are probably some beats of that. At the same time, that was not like an oath being broken. That was kind of a...
Well, I did say it's Azora Bluster, so I think I did screw it up.
There's some... Well, you haven't betrayed him. You've sort of told the secret, but he has charged you guys with taking her out, so... if you guys are asking, it's theoretically you're asking questions in order to find her or to confirm where she is. So,
feel like the choices you made were good in heart and intention, and I feel like we started off well, just pushed it a little further than maybe we needed to, since we weren't actually getting a whole lot in return.
So let me ask you guys this.
It was smart to ask.
Find Azora, but not ever, and kill her, but not ever say that Azora is Bill's mother.
Yeah.
Well, I think the more we can avoid informing people about things that Bill doesn't want them to know about, the better.
We also kind of don't want to tip her off, right?
Yes.
So is the storm that happened from Bill or his mother?
We don't know that.
Probably from our oath that we made, actually. Probably from neither of them. But it's hard to tell, really, dealing with creatures of that size.
Okay.
Lord knows.
Again, I guess we'll have to deal with the consequences, but if I had realized we weren't supposed to reveal her identity, Shishu would not have revealed her identity.
Shishu, we were all here. I felt there was a good line of questioning to begin on. And when we got too far, as always, you can trust me, and I will pull you back from the brink. Have no fear. This is what a leader's for, right? So yeah, have no worries. I'll keep you from going across the line.
The leader's for. Oh, so.
But as opposed to what we're supposed to do now, I kind of feel like. Let's say what?
I feel like Lisa Simpson.
Oh, I don't know that wormling.
Never mind.
Remember that. It's fine.
She's a yellow dragon.
She's a yellow dragon.
Oh, I feel like I would know her then. What land does she hail from?
Land of foxes.
Springy land of spring.
The springing fields in the lands of the foxes.
Springs and fields.
Must be out of the Bazankin area. Well, all the same.
Listen, I know that maybe the cube isn't on everyone's, must do. I just do feel like I kind of do want to meet Desiree, because I kind of do feel like she's going to know, if anyone, the top patron of someone is going to know what a good gift might be to really nail it. However,
I don't think that's the way. I mean, yeah.
Let's go get one of these hungries.
Yeah, let's.
I think
that should be in the Shadowfell.
We have a lot of things to do.
Guys that we supposed to meet, right?
More importantly, it's a plane that we actually have transportation to.
Yeah.
The other ones, I don't know how we're supposed to, get the rest of that stuff. So
can we come back once we go?
I mean, hopefully they'll be able to take us back. But I'm afraid we're gonna have to worry about that once we're there. I mean, otherwise, what are our choices in Owlbear? Right? We can't go into Monstrosity. I don't know how we get to. We're already trying to go to this lady to get us access to go to another plane as it is. So,
Question: the Rose takes us to Soulmonger in the Shadowkai, but to visit the Umbral Queen. I thought.
Yes. That's in the Shadowfell.
Straight to her court.
We don't know.
You're not sure of exactly
we have
where
no
it would go.
idea.
I would say Tongart's the one who sort of got this, so it seems that for Tongart to sort of say whatever words to sort of trigger this thing is going to open a passage to the Shadow World, to the Shadowfell. So
Well, I
you're
mean,
not
the
sure
Umbral Queen might know where to find a hungry.
But
Yes.
that would be the natural habitat plane.
Yes, probably.
So
Yep, sounds reasonable.
How
We
does
would need
one
to go
fight a
there to get it.
hungry?
very carefully,
Yes.
I would imagine. On a
Yeah.
full stomach, perhaps?
Bring snacks.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Perhaps we should get an owlbear to catch a hungry, yes?
Mm.
Well then, shall we go look for Tangard and have him whistle our way home?
So if you all return to Tongart, another bit of travel, Tongart will show. I'm gonna roll on Tongart's.
Buku takes a couple steps to go find Tangard, then he turns around and goes, "I'm sorry. Are we all in agreement? Should we go find Master
Yes.
Lasso?"
Yes, dearest leader. Lead
Excellent.
on.
Very well, I shall. And Buku struts forward.
In
Buku, that's called sarcasm.
so
Don't tell
fittingly.
There's no chasms up ahead. It's all straight and narrow.
Yeah, good. Lead on, Boku.
As you get your way back to, this is so fitting for Pierce in his absence. I've rolled a natural 1 on behalf of Tongard. So he has
Accurate.
come up pretty short. He has come up short on getting any wrapping materials for you. However, he did talk to a couple of nearby sprites, and he's helped them kind of like realize that, you know, if they want to keep going in the Acorn Roll event at their local fairy games, they need to just stay on the horse and keep going. So, you know, he would not consider this day a waste by any means, but objectively, based on the objective he had, it was a total failure. You come to Tongart and you were going to ask that he uses that rose. Wonderful. Elon, what is you're not proficient in insight, right?
I am not. Hold on. I do not believe. No, I am not. No.
Or in investigation either, right?
No, that would be our friend Buku.
I know. This is a
For
you
me.
thing, though. Elon, I'm gonna ask you to just
Perception,
go.
though. Perception and persuasion.
Perception and persuasion, those would not apply to this. I feel there's a. Sometimes as the DM, when there's so many threads going on, one wants to sort of see, and this is not an immediate thing. I'm gonna ask you to make an insight roll for me, real quick.
Okay, great.
Just as a.
Oh, natural 1.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. In any case, yes. Your friend Tongart will, in that case, lead you to the Shadowfell. I'll reveal what this was in a moment once you're there. So he takes this black rose, and he says words in Elvish. Now, Elon, are you wearing? I think you're too big to wear that crown of comprehending languages, right? You have it on as a pinky. So you actually do understand these words that are said in Elvish. He's kind of saying them in a bit of a sort of faltering, sort of way. But what he says is basically, in the end, there is nothing left but shadow. And as he says this, you all notice, kind of just within your own field of vision, this gate of shadow seems to form. Not really even like appearing before you, just almost shadows already present on some rocks or trees darken, and you see this sufficiently large enough for you to squeeze your wings in and go enter. As he says this also, this black rose he was holding kind of fades away.
Well,
Hey, dearest leader, lead us into the shadows.
yeah, you're the only one that doesn't have to tuck their wings.
That seems unnecessary, but very well. I'll walk
Lord
through
Buku
the.
walks on up right through. Lord Buku, you pass into the shadow world. The temperature drops precipitously. Light is gone from this place. The sky overhead is no longer that sort of pleasant pink fog. But to be, interestingly, in almost the exact same terrain you were in, but it's as if someone flipped a switch and removed all the color and vibrancy and warmth from the Feywild. As the rest of you enter, you find yourself similarly just on kind of a general patch of land. It is lifeless, it is cold, it is gray. There is no light above, although your dragon eyes you can see pretty well into the distance.
I'd like to sniff and see if I can smell any.
I'll tell you what, as you're smelling, you feel a presence. No, that's not true, actually. You feel two presences kind of like appear about 500 feet from you. Kind of behind you, as if they sort of have arrived like in response to this. And actually, XigXag, you do scent a few other smaller sort of beasts or things like this. Maybe even a few undead. Is it only living creatures your new senses can tell, or let's look at that real quick.
Presence of creatures.
Presence of creatures, yes. So yes, and you know their creature type. So wow, that's a big thing. XigXag knows every creature within 1,000 feet now. By the way, guys, it's mildly
That's pretty
helpful,
great.
Mildly helpful thing. So that's the thing you're gonna have to remind me of, because there's gonna be many instances where I don't know that. So XigXag, you smell a good number of some humanoids, some sort of more fey or monstrosities, and a few undead, just in the area.
Whoa.
And if you report to the group, there were two very sort of prominent, hardy humanoid forms appeared about 500 feet behind you.
Other kind?
You do know their creature type. Yes, they are humanoids.
Okay.
So yeah, you know the type. You don't necessarily know exactly what they are.
I don't necessarily know their direction though. With this.
Well, in this case, they make themselves known fairly apparently.
Okay.
And one of them sort of calls out a voice that the Tongard recognizes. Dragon, Tongard, I am going to keep my distance for now. And this voice is kind of like booming, over this sort of empty area. You notice a few kind of eerie birds fly up at the loud sound and kind of carry off in various directions. However, I'm going to send you a representative who can speak on behalf of the Umbral Queen, who is most excited to meet you. This is Chanterelle.
Like the mushroom.
I will see you soon at the Umbral Court. XigXag, this form, you sort of, if you've turned around and looked, this other form, this sort of male figure kind of seems to bow and then step back, and XigXag, you no longer sense this person. This other woman, this elf Shadar-kai woman, she's dressed somewhat similarly, kind of black leathers, her hair kind of tied in a rather extreme, sort of like braid, her skin extremely kind of like sun, like never seen the sun.
Very
her
pale,
eyes
yeah.
black, very pale, her hair bone white. She sort of walks towards you all a bit. Gets about 100 feet away. Peers at you all very cautiously. I am the Gloom Weaver Chanterelle.
Good to meet you.
I am speaking with you in the draconic tongue. If ever you do not understand something I say, please ask me for clarification. I know this tongue well. I will attempt to be more clear if necessary.
Okay.
What are your names, dragons?
Well, I am XigXag.
XigXag.
Yes.
I'm Shishu.
Shishu.
I am Lord Buku Bazan
Lord Buku
of the Bazan Keen.
of Bazankin. Are these dragons your servants?
No.
No.
He just smiles and goes,
He wishes.
they are my compatriots.
Companions, yes.
I see. I see.
And I am Lady Shishu of Buteros.
Oh, forgive me. You are all lords and ladies. She turns to Elon.
Elan.
Elon. Tongard, nice to meet you. Tongard. I've heard of you already. She's now about 60 feet or so from you all. Are you more comfortable if I converse with you in a form more akin to your own? Oh, I did not see your biped there. I'm Lagak. Hello,
No,
Lagak.
you are fine as you are. We, don't change for us. Just be yourself.
Well, to travel I will change form, but for now, welcome to the Shadow World.
Thank you.
I wish to offer a warning to you all. Do you see there in the distance? She points off, and you see, kind of a few miles away, that dark, misty cloud cover overhead descends down and almost forms like a wall. The wall seems to stretch on, kind of curving away, but extremely vast in size. Do you
Yes.
see that area?
Mm-hmm.
Do not go there. I will not be oblique and potentially tempt you into such things. Those are the Dreadlands, the domains of dread. If you enter, you will not be able to get out. They are ruled by dark powers and darker lords. We do not want anything to happen to our guests. So please, if you wind up near the mists, the dread mists, you must stay away from them.
Well, thank you.
This is
Very
a
kind.
warning. I do not wish to mince words.
Bet that's where the hungry is.
The hungry, what do you mean?
Do you know of the hungry? The monstrosity?
Ah, Sorrow Sworn, certainly. Yes. We are familiar with them. They rove
So
hereabout.
Are they your friends?
No,
Okay,
there are very
good.
few friends in the Shadow World.
We were hoping to acquire one,
Ah,
procure one. Yes.
to procure one. I see. May I ask why?
Well,
We have a
The gift.
client that has very particular tastes.
Client.
Patron.
See.
It's less hierarchical though than a patron.
This can perhaps be arranged. I wish to take you now to the Umbral Court, if you are willing.
okay.
It is a flight. Is this all right?
Yours?
I mean,
Great.
I love all this.
Be
good stuff.
fine.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Then please follow me. And Chanterelle turns around, kind of like, almost sort of like to sort of like the behind to the left from where you all sort of where she was facing you, and kind of in this sort of like strange, almost like herking motion, she transforms into a gargantuan ancient shadow dragon.
Impressive.
This is the largest dragon any of you have ever seen. I know that this is a thing that maybe was not made clear enough. In your world, dragons basically never get above huge size, and the ones who are huge are like the absolute oldest, definitely Gator Grace. kind of the point of Gator Grace is in that sort of adult category. So you have never seen a dragon this large, aside from when Gerfoir turned into this even larger monstrosity, this just massive titanic thing.
How large is she?
She is gargantuan, so her wingspan is I think like 200 feet.
Oh.
Holy
and she's just kind of
I'm going to message her. I'm going to message her and say, is this a taken form or a true form?
A taken form.
I see.
Are we going for?
I'm sorry, one last question. Does it seem like she's trying to intimidate or impress us?
Ooh, excellent. That is an insight roll.
Oh, wow.
Jishu's very impressed.
I guess that's a 9.
A 9. It is hard to tell. She's very aloof about it, so you have no sense of it being an intentional thing.
Okay.
Are we going for?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think she asked so nicely. I mean,
you fly for about 10 miles or so until you see a large, just black mountain. The ground below it is completely invisible in shadow. You're flying towards the top of it, which you see actually appears to be sort of open and well decorated, with various kind of elven that sort of Art Nouveau looking, kind of architecture, but with a sort of more monochromatic, sort of kind of just all black and white, very sort of stark quality. You also notice that there is a gate down below, and even though some of you could squeeze through, Lord Buku, you'd have no problem going through, but like the others could squeeze through it if they wanted to. You're not being led there. Instead, you are being flown sort of higher up the mountain, kind of like within this castle that has sort of been built into the shadowy mountainscape. And you notice that the mountain is actually cracking open slightly, as if at your arrival.
Whoa.
The shadow dragon in Chanterelle's voice sort of turns back and sort of will say, "Our Umbral Queen has chosen to take a form in honor of your own. Do not be surprised." And then this sort of gloom weaver sort of swoops down, and you can all follow. And you find yourselves in an extremely large-scaled throne room. However, the throne has been moved to one side, and in its place at the top of this dais is another dragon, slightly larger even than Chanterella's.
Whoa.
This dragon has a crown on its head that is living shadow that is like pulsing off with these dark vapors that kind of wisp and mist in different directions. And you all can sort of land before. You notice that Chanterelle lands and immediately goes into a deep, sort of wing-spreading bow.
I'm gonna bow as well and transform my scales into shadow colors.
Ooh, excellent. There are a lot of Shadar-kai elves kind of around the side of this room, and Shishu, you hear some, well, maybe you don't, but the other dragons hear some like, ooh, no, ooh, wow, ooh, nice, respectful, ooh, into it. Lord Buku, I actually want you to roll, maybe a history roll?
Sure.
I think it would, and I want you to basically, if you have a different one you'd want to try for this, it's like courtly graces, like protocol, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
I think that's history probably, but if you have another idea. Performance.
My only thing that I have a 0 in. I would say history makes sense to me. Insight might be good too, to kind of pick up on what they're doing here.
This
either one works for me.
Let's do history in this case because I want you to compare it to what is done where you're from.
Perfect. 19.
With a 19, the specific nature of the bow that this dragon is doing seems very specific and intentional. It does not remind you of anything in Wyrmloth.
Okay. Then I will emulate it as I come down as well.
Okay.
Best I
Shishu
can.
has sort of done so and has turned to his stuff. Lagok will hop off, and I forgot about Lagok for the first half of this, but she never talks when you guys are talking to NPCs. Lagok just kind of goes and, kneels kind of over to the side of etc. Elon and XigXag, you also land, and sort of Chanterelle will sort of say, "My lady, I present to you the dragons whose souls are touched as those of humanoids." She kind of bows to you all and kind of steps over to the side, sort of crouching low at the base of this sort of large step thing, and this umbral queen looks down upon you all. She kind of stalks forward a bit. "I dare say your form is an interesting one. I've not been in a shape of a dragon in many an age. What an interesting way to see the world. What differing perspectives you have, not only in the air, but even when nesting on the ground. You are welcome in the Umbral Court."
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
I thank you.
Of course.
Forgive us. Is custom here, Your Majesty?
For you, Majesty is fine. There is... These protocols more apply when I am in the form of a two-legged... Was it biped you called them? Like
yes,
this,
yes.
whatever you would call a dragon, Tia, even, would be fine by me. Tell me about yourselves.
Where do we begin?
I'm just looking at Lord Buku. It's like, why aren't you talking now?
Yeah. Okay,
Well,
leader, come on, lead.
Yeah.
Cool. He sees that
I'm
and
not opening my big mouth.
he steps forward and is like, Your Highness, Your Majesty, I am Lord Buku Bazan. These are my associates here, and I introduce them one by one. XigXag, Elan, Shishu, and Master Lasso. We have ventured far. Our world has encountered some tribulations, which you may or may not be aware. It is of little concern to one as great as yourself, and I'm sure is nothing worth repeating. However, through this time, we find ourselves on adventure seeking in a fellowship and favor where we might. In this endeavor, we have ventured here to your land after being invited by the Soulmonger here, and
Is the Soulmonger distant enough for any of you under the effects of his presence? She kind of looks up, and you see that at a high balcony there is one Shadar-kai standing further away.
I look at Master Lasso and I go, I do not believe we are under any effects. So our appreciation for taking the consideration of placing them at a distance.
In a like echoing distant voice, you say, "I would never want to inconvenience you." Sort of like, no desire to make you uncomfortable. You kind of barely hear that echoing back down here as he calls out from 300-400 feet up.
Without taking my eyes off Her Majesty, I do a quick wing-like kind of acknowledgement bow sort of wave thing, and then and continue talking almost as if I hadn't heard it, but acknowledging it all the same. And yet, while we are here, we come with purpose. We look to appease our own patron by getting a gift for another, and would hope that we might be able to do so without offending your highness's sensibilities. And perhaps there's opportunity for us all as well, as we do carry ourselves in an item of value that we find ourselves to have little need of, but perhaps one such as yourself might be interested in trade. But if that is not something that one as great as yourself would deign to be, to do with lowly such as ourselves, then perhaps that is better left unsaid. And with that, he'll bow again and take a step back.
Have my curiosity now. Don't stand on formality. What is this item?
It is, I'm sure for one such as yourselves, but a trinket. But to us, it is quite valuable and would be difficult to part with, as it makes up a majority of our hoard at present.
Then why do you wish to part with it?
Because while its value is indisputable, its functionality for ourselves is non-existent. But one such as yourself, I'm sure, could find a reason and an ability to use it. It is merely a possibility. If there's such a thing does not work out, that's fine by us. And I do not mean to inconvenience you. Trade would have to be favorable for both of our sides, but I thought perhaps it might be something that would work in your favor. And I gesture to Elon, who I think has the book.
Yes. But
Elon, the book. Show her the book.
Weren't we supposed to return it? This is on
No.
But you were trying to get rid of it. I don't wish to return it. I wish to trade it.
Yeah,
If
he has
possible.
something
Okay.
going on.
I'm cursed. It's cursed.
I know that. You know that. Maybe we don't tell her that.
But if you,
She's a pseudo queen. She won't care. Just show her the book.
I show her the book.
As you can see,
There's a good number of murmurs from the sort of gallery viewing this of those Shadar-kai. And that Gloom Weaver who is there at the front, sort of in her still dragon form, kind of turns and kind of sniffs a couple of times. The Umbral Queen in her larger shadow dragon glory with her crown kind of looks down and says, magic book? And why do you wish to trade it? It isn't useful to you. Why would it be useful to me?
Well, I know it may not be useful to you, but I'm sure very few things are, as you are one of great power and renown. But you also have many subjects, and for one of them, perhaps, to increase their power would be to increase yours. Now, ourselves, we are but, well, I would not say this publicly, but in comparison to your own eminence, we are but wormlings, small and insignificant. We have not the power to utilize this to its full extent.
You are very
We would be-
small, dragons. You are not as large as most of the dragons I've encountered who are out on important business. You smaller even than the others.
I mean, size is in the eye of the beholder.
Not
It's-
for dragons, it is not. Dragons get bigger the more they possess, the older they are. You are from Wyrmloth, where the rules are different.
Yeah, and we are not
The-
very old.
The rules are different in Wyrmloth.
Tangard's like, yeah, I've
Yep,
been kind
different
of
than
wondering
what?
about this. That's what I was talking to that one mage about. In that dream I had. This is crazy. Indeed. I am going to give you an opportunity, dragon. In the shadow there are secrets, but there needn't be lies or half-truths. Be plain with me. There's this like almost the hint of a grin on one side of this mouth. Why
Can I give
do
it-
you wish? Can you give a what, sorry?
Insight check.
Go ahead.
and I give a serious side eye.
God.
What have we got?
I rolled a 15. I rolled a 3.
15 on her, sort of. Okay.
I'm sorry, 13. I rolled a 3.
Certainly a good modifier for you. You're not, you know she's up to something. You have no sense of what it is she knows or doesn't. She's amused by something, but what she says perhaps will make it clear to you. She simply says, yes, no. Secrets, there don't even need to be lies or even half-truths. Why don't you want this thing of considerable wealth, dragon?
That's a fair question.
Buku turns and looks at everybody, taking an extra long look at Master Lasso. And it's like, we acquired this tome from another dragon's horde. And I fear it may be cursed. Its value is not diminished, but it brings with it extra dangers that me and my companions are likely ill-equipped to handle. Certainly not as well-equipped as one like yourself. I would imagine that such a thing would pose no challenge to you, but no lies, no half-truths. I was not lying before. We are not able to utilize this item to its fullest extent either. And I would have looked to make a trade regardless, but we have extra incentive.
You see her look up. Kind of a quick glance, but noticeable to all of you. Up to that high balcony where the soulmonger is. A sort of knowing glance of some kind. Then she glances over at Chanterelle. An honest answer. Well, perhaps my hospitality can do you some good, dragons. I do not believe that this object is cursed in the traditional sense. The magic that protects those hordes is different and deeper. You sense something is coming for you, don't you? Something is looking for what has been taken.
Yes.
Shadows linger.
Yes.
Lengthen and probe. The shadows here are, what is the term, Soulmonger? Calling down, he says, obedient. Yes. The shadows here are obedient to us. I will offer you the following hospitality. You may stay here and attract that which seeks you, and fight it on terms of your own.
Ooh, I'm in.
Where the shadows are more obedient. In exchange for this, you will tell us things of your world. You will share with us secrets of your hordes. We have no qualm with your world, but we begin to wonder if certain things about the nature of Wyrmloth might be useful to us. And whatever this gift you wish, we will give it to you if it is within our power. Do we have a deal?
May I inquire one final addendum?
Perhaps. Though we are already being quite generous in our hospitality.
And I ask for nothing that you have not already given us freely. Just perhaps in a little bit, perhaps with no half-truths, and a little bit more obliquely. You speak of dragons and their size in other worlds, and Wyrmloth being unique. Will you share what you know of Wyrmloth's uniqueness and how it differs from other worlds with us?
But dragons in other worlds.
Of course. And she does. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh.
As she begins to explain about different kinds of alignment.
Well, before that, Buku takes a moment and goes, "That sounds like we have an agreement." And he looks at everybody in turn and goes, "Is that correct? Do we have an agreement, everybody? We all on the same page?"
Wings
Yes.
up.
Interesting. So that is where we'll end. As
We have decided.
Did I
begin
just
to have
sell
a
my
little
soul?
conversation with the Umbral Queen. What could possibly be trouble here? Wonderful
They're also
friends.
they're also pleasant. I mean, how could they be? They're all so courteous.
I'll also
nice.
I'm just gonna outright tell you guys this. Not one of these three sort of people who've spoken here, evil alignment. Not one of them's evil alignment. I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying they're your friends. I'm just saying Shadowkai are not evil. They got some other stuff they're up to. They're not evil. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been such a fun game with everybody here. Let's see. We have this game on Sunday nights. We have Wellness Beyond the Witchlight on Monday nights. That's also in the Feywild. Really different flavor. And we have Blood from a Stone on Fridays. That's horror. It's getting crazy. Right now we're playing Call of Cthulhu. Super fun. If you like what we do here, please follow us. Check out those other shows. Subscribe. If you link your Amazon Prime account to Twitch, you can do that for free and also re-up that once a month. Anybody have anything they want to plug? Please plug it now.
Yeah, I will cook for everybody Tuesday on Instagram at 2:30 Pacific. This week, hearty tomato stew.
Ooh. And you should go and follow me on Twitch at Andrew is Trying. I stream on Tuesdays from 5 to 7, Sea of Thieves.
Wonderful.
I'm streaming on Tuesday and Thursday at Deadwood Jedi or Twitch. Deadwood Jedi on Twitch. And I recently made a Raid Christmas Carol with the help of many of the other content creators within the game of Raid Shadow Legends. So it was a lot of fun, a real crazy little jaunt of a little
And
mini
his
movie.
dad is in it.
Yeah, so my dad's in it. It's a great
Very
time.
cool.
So you should definitely check that out. And otherwise, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
I think all of the aforementioned links are actually on our About page here. You can find people there. Also go to our Discord. There should be a link for that somewhere here. We are on Instagram at Long Lost Lore RPG, Twitter at Long Lost Lore, TikTok at Long Lost Lore, all that wonderful stuff. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Until next time, have a roaring good night. Roaring 20s. Prohibition. Bye, everyone.
Roaring New Year.
Roar on into the new year.
That's better.
We're winging
That's
it here,
better.
guys.
That's it.